Hello, I'm Alfie Sanderson, and today I'm going to be cooking a few of my favourite Christmas canapés for you. Today I'm hoping to bring you a bit of freshness into your Christmas canapé selection with a lovely little trout ceviche with some crispy seaweed, garnished with a little bit of furikake. To begin with, we're going to start with these two rainbow trout, which are going to fill it off and then dice up into ceviche sized chunks to then be added to the rest of the ingredients a little bit later on. So we're going to begin with the first fish. I'm going to work our way down the backbone like so. And then just take your time with it. Just staying real nice and close to that bone. Got one fillet there like that. We will trim up in just a second, and then we'll begin on the other side. So the fillets have been taken off, and now we're just going to get on with skinning them, starting from tail end, making a little incision until you hit that skin, and then just working your knife along that skin, just checking, make sure you're not ripping anything, just keeping tucked in nice and close, just like so. And you can fold it out, make sure there's no bones, in half. So now we're on to the next part of the ceviche, and these are the little bits that we're going to be adding to the trout. So we've got grapefruit to start with. This is going to add a little bit of bitterness as well as a tiny bit of acidity. Really bring out the other flavours. Also got a little bit of apple, again, to add a little bit of sweetness as well as acidity. Shallots for the savouriness, and then we've got the dill and the fennel as well, a little bit of aniseed in there, just to brighten up the whole dish and really bring together all the fresh flavours. So we're going to start with the shallots and then work our way through, really finely dicing everything to make sure nothing's too overpowering within the dish. So all of our chopping's done now. We've got some finely diced shallot, grapefruit, dill, fennel and apple. This will all be dealt with in just a moment, but first we're going to get on with our dressing. Very simple dressing, almost like a citrus vinaigrette. So we've got some lemon juice, some lime juice. That's then going to be balanced out with a touch of sugar and then brought together with some salt and pepper and then emulsified with oil to make a lovely dressing to go right over the top of the fish and these veg. So you want about 3/4 of the juice of a lemon, and then we'll go half a lime, and then have a little taste of it and see what it needs a little bit later on. The acidity in this dressing is going to help cook the fish almost. A touch of sugar to this. Really helps balance things out. A few turns of black pepper. Good helping of salt. So now we're going to begin emulsifying the oil into the dressing. Just want a real slow pour on this to start forming the dressing. So the next component of the canapé is going to be the crispy nori cracker. The basis of this is 2 sheets of rice paper with a sheet of nori paper sandwiched between them. These can be found in local supermarkets. That's where I got these from. So it's a great way to have a crispy vessel underneath to complement the soft trout. You're going to begin by wetting these. So we're going to start with this one. A little bit of cold water. And then literally just a touch. So we've wetted that one like so, place that down. Then want to take your nori sheet, place it just in the centre and just give it a good press and then flip it over and really press the nori into the rice paper and it should stick quite well. Just like so. Then we'll flip the other side and do the same. Line it up, give it a good press down, and then it's important not to get these too wet. They just want to have a thin coating of water across them, just so they still hold their shape when we cut them up, and then fry them. Just like so. We're going to then portion these. Easiest done with a pair of scissors. So if you take the corners off and then straighten it up along the edges, just like so. And while we're doing this, we've got our shallow oil pan on the heat. We want that to get to around 170 to 180 degrees for frying, and then we can start portioning out. So try to get about 4. Like so. So the oil's now up to temperature. It's around 170 to 180 degrees, and that's when we're going to go in with the rice papers. I've got a couple of tweezers here, just gently in, and it will start bubbling, as you can hear. And then we can flip it over and just keep it in that hot oil, crisping away. They'll take about 45 seconds to a minute. And all that rice paper will go nice and white, trapping that seaweed inside. And we'll flip. It's just like that. We're then going to give those a light season, just a little bit of salt. Just like so. And then they're ready for the trout. So now that the crackers are all done, we're going to get on with assembling the final product. We're going to begin with taking our trout, placing it in the bowl, like so. And then adding the following components. Start off with a touch of that apple, a little bit of the fennel, quite a lot of dill, like so, and then grapefruit, and then plenty of shallot in there to bring that savouriness right through, like so. We'll then going to go in with our dressing, just to really bring it all together. Now you want to leave this to sit for sort of 4 or 5 minutes, just to let that acidity and the salt draw out some of that moisture and let it do its thing. So now we're going to begin the plating process. We'll take a cracker, and because of these sort of irregular air bubbles that are formed, we're just going to press them down gently, just so they sit a bit nicer on the plate, like so. And then once that's all burst, we can leave that like that. And take a little bit of our ceviche mix and start placing it on top, making sure we've got every element in there And then we're going to finish off these with a touch of furikake, which is a Japanese seasoning of sesame, seaweed and chili flake. Just like so. And that can sit on the board like that. And there we are, the finished dish. A stunning little trout ceviche sat on a crispy nori cracker, finished off with some furikake. A brilliant little addition to the Christmas canapé selection, bringing a real nice brightness to the overall dish. If you want any more information or feel a bit lost with the recipe, head over to the Schöffel website where you'll find the full shebang.